Teachers of Reddit, what are some positive trends you have noticed in today's youth? As a general rule, they are more understanding and forgiving if somebody is different. Don't get me wrong, some of them are still dicks to those kids, but it is a shrinking minority. Edit, wow, most upvoted comment of the day. Reading the comments, it seems many of you agree, that can only be a good thing. My GF is a teacher and she is amazed at how uncool drinking and driving is. Kids are like, "That's stupid, you will kill someone." They literally make fun of kids who do it. In my day everyone drove drunk. Very positive change. Edit, for the 20,000 plus people saying my username doesn't check out, I'm going to have to ask you to do something risky and Google hard gay man. If you don't want to do it, you're missing out. Yahoo! Exclamation mark tilde. People who have hard gay in their lives are better for it. Deleted. I am a teacher at a high school in Missouri. All of the stereotypes you hear/see in rural high schools are still prevalent. However, almost every group works harder academically. It is no longer cool to get Fs and fail. Even country boys who will never leave the farm or go to college care about getting passing grades. 600 plus students in our HSBTW. Kindness. My college students are kind and supportive to one another most of the time. I asked my wife, primary teacher, and she says empathy and adaptability are the two traits she has seen dramatically improve over her last 15 years. Kids seem to be better at putting themselves in another's position and understanding their situation. Also, they seem to be much more flexible with changes, whether in the classroom or the outside world. Spouse to a high school teacher, she had to say, they were born into the internet and social media. It is not something they had to learn. Also, as a result of which, they are also more self-reliant with research. And most importantly, contrary to the largest complaints, today's kids are extremely hardworking, and are less judgy of nerds, less judgmental in general. They are generally independent and self-reflective. When I first started teaching, I thought I had simply lucked out getting students who were consistently bright, engaged and curious, but having now taught at 3 different universities on 2 different continents, it seems to be a general trend across universities. They are also, as noted elsewhere, generally kind and empathetic, and both my male and female students are usually pretty emotionally mature. The 8-year-olds I teach really make a huge deal about plastic. We watched the Blue Planet 2 episode with them, and since then they have been so mindful and really want to protect the oceans. My daycare kids are much more likely to wash their hands than my generation was when we were their age. Lol. Kids are openly kind and loving regarding their parents. I had a tough football player day in class once. I love my mom, she's my best friend. I see the old my parents mentality falling by the wayside recently. Girls ask boys out more often. Boys are starting to expect girls to be more frank and straightforward with what they want more often. Other than that, just like my colleagues. Generally kinder, more generous, understanding of differences, mature. On the other hand, I find them generally more sad, maybe more cynical, and overall quite happily pessimistic toward the future, a kind of "aha, we're so fucked" vibe I feel sometimes. Edit, I got to say that I teach in France, it has its importance. A realization that any sort of specialization is a good thing and that a 4-year college isn't necessary for everyone. Lots of my students want to go to tech/trade school or apprenticeships. They're learning from my debt-laden generation. Edit to add, Jesus people, I don't welcome my kids to class every day and tell them that college is for chumps and to become an electrician. If a student tells me their goals and they can be well achieved through trade or vocational school, I encourage that. If a student tells me their goals and they need to go to university, then I encourage that. They really get each other. As much as they diss on each other, joke around, and yes, get to the point of blows, they can usually put issues aside. Sometimes to a fault, but overall they are pretty understanding of each other. Not a teacher, but I've noticed that a lot of children seem to be questioning authority rather than flat-out rebelling. As someone who is a youth of today, I've literally never seen bullying where I live. People are kind of dicks sometimes but not bullies. Deleted. This thread is dope, it's given me hella hope for the future. Retired high school teacher here. While kids are reading fewer books than they used to, Sue https://www.theguardian.com/books/2015/jan/09/decline children reading pleasure survey versus https://www.npr.org/2014/05/12/311111701/why aren't teens reading like they used to? They're in many ways healthier than the recent past. Source https://news.brown.edu/articles/2016/11/kidfood, both nutritionally and emotionally. On top of that, one heartwarming data point I love is that dads are more involved in their children's lives than ever. Source https://www.consumeraffairs.com/news/millennial dads are more involved than dads of older generations research shows 061416.html. They seem generally kinder to each other, especially to the kids who are different. When I was in school, the kids who didn't speak English as their first language, or were a little quirky or had disabilities were either avoided or viciously bullied. Today that seems to be the exception rather than the norm. With high schoolers I really noticed how better their style is. Super random, but compared to how lazy I dressed in high school it's impressive. I wonder how the subculture kids are doing. Are there still goths and punks? I miss my clique of goth teens from high school. Those were the best days. My GF is a teacher, and she said she's noticed a trend in kids actually making an effort to learn about what they care for, i.e. political issues and such. Unfortunately, there have been multiple cases where parents have called the school because their kid has come home not completely agreeing with their parents. This one kid's parents threatened to unenroll their student because they said they had a few conservative ideas and that the school/my GF was brainwashing him. My GF is progressive and works really hard to make sure she shows no bias. She felt pretty happy when that parent accused her, haha.